Hi, welcome back to another day in the life video. It's been a long time since I filmed anything, since we've done homeschool. We were sick, a lot of us were sick 1 week, and then another child was sick the week before that. And so we did school the week before that, so this was 3 weeks ago. But then the next week, we did no school. It was actually supposed to be our spring break. So for my husband as a professor, and so we had planned a small trip and we had to push it to last week. And so we all were mostly better for the trip and went on the trip. So we have not done school really for several weeks. Some of my kids have done a little bit of their individual subjects, but like sitting down in group work, it's been a really long time. And it's been a long time since I filmed, since we all were running fevers, had congestion. It was like the flu, basically, I think. And so several of us were sick with the flu. And I was so lucky that I got it too. So if you hear, like, if I'm coughing or have still a little bit of congestion going on, it's mostly better, but it just lingers for so long. So today is Monday. I figured we'd just get started. I have lots of things to do as far as filming this week to try to catch up on a few things. And then my 3-year-old's playing with the break the ice game right here. So, and then my kids, we have lots of schoolwork stuff. For group work, I'll flip it around and show you the layout for today, but we are starting a second science unit. So we're gonna be doing two kind of in tandem. We're almost done with our geography curriculum. So once that gets done in the next few weeks, then I can put the science unit. I just wanted to finish another science unit this year, which is why I'm kind of doubling them up. Hopefully it'll only be for a few weeks, and this next few weeks are also a little bit busier because we need to try to make up the couple days we already missed for science because we were all sick. So it's a little bit crazy. It will be a little crazy for homeschool the next few weeks, but that's why there's gonna be two science units that you're gonna see. We are already doing the mammals one. I think we're on lesson 5 today, and then we're starting a new one. Let me see, I can't even remember, weather and water. So we're starting that today. And then I have some filming to do, and my husband will take the kids to the library this morning because they have books that are due. We had an audiobook. We were listening to Harry Potter while we drove on our trip, and so that's due back today. And so, sorry, he's being really loud. And so they're gonna do that, and depending when they do it, I'll have to see what I can get done during that time. But there's just a few things around the house, there's schoolwork. So I just thought I'd bring you along for some of the things that we need to get done today. But let me flip you around, show you schoolwork. There's also tons of boxes here because, again, I need to film stuff. Some of them I will show you in this video, but other things I need to film some other videos, and so they're all sitting on this table. But I'll show you the schoolwork, and then we'll get started with it so that they can get to the library at a reasonable time. So let's do it. Let's get back to school after several weeks of not having it. Okay, all the boxes. Another Good in the Beautiful haul coming up, so you can look forward to that. So here is my kids' schoolwork. The top part is always the same. It's scriptures and journals that they do, and the same as this. This is also just a scripture book. And then they have their science workbooks. So they have the mammals one, which they've already been working on, and their student journal. And then their notebook shows like what scriptures they're supposed to be reading on the certain days and stuff. So I set those out as well. So that's what they have. It's fairly simple and straightforward. I have the read alouds here, a few scripture things, and then the science. He's hammering it's hard to see because the window glare. Are you hammering them out? Don't let the penguin fall, huh? And so I have the science books right here, and then the Pledge of Allegiance. And then just all the things that we need to get done on the board with their journal questions. So that's what we're going to get to work on.
animal species can survive in a particular area. Often the first thing we notice when it comes to weather.
So weather brings us precipitation, fresh water, rainbows that remind us of God's promises to protect us, and the occasional storm.
1600s.
That's BC.
I know. This is BC.
This is farther BC.
What? No, this is.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure this goes over here.
All right, so my husband took all the kids to the library because it's early enough that my 19-month-old, almost 20-month-old can get back in time for her nap and hopefully not fall asleep in the car. So he just left. It's now like 11:20. So I might have like 40-ish minutes to get some filming done. So I'm going to film what's in my kids' Easter baskets. And so that will probably be out. It will be out before this video. So if you missed it, you can go back and look for it. But that's what I'm gonna do right now. I have everything set out. And then if we still have time, I'll go show you a few, just a small haul. It's like really small that I wanted to share with you. If not, we'll do it after lunch, like after everything dies down after lunch. So we'll see what we can get done and how long they are gone. All right, I finished filming the Easter basket video. And so now I need to put all this stuff away back in my closet. And then we'll see. It's, what time is it? It's 11:55. So I'm not sure exactly when my family will be home. Maybe in another 20, 25 minutes. We'll see. So depending how quickly we get this cleaned up, we might do something else before lunch. If not, then we'll come back and do something else after lunch. Okay, I am so sweaty. Now that I like cleaned all that stuff up, I'm like drenched in sweat. But they're not home yet, so I'm gonna show you a few things. It's just like a small haul. I've been saving at least some of these things to show you because they're good for toddlers. They're sensory bins. So good for littles that you need help with. They could be a good Easter option. I don't know what sets will still be available. That's always the hard thing. I was hoping to show these sooner, but with all the things that have been going on, I just didn't get around to it. But I like the Young, Wild, and Friedman company. They do lots of sensory bins. They've branched out. So they have like little ones that are like on the go. They do, so these are the Play-Doh bins, but they have, I think, ones that are like sensory bins. So they might have different things than Play-Doh in them. We have a few of those. So some of them have, I think, like maybe beans, or one of them it's like outer space, and I don't know what this stuff is. It reminds me, this is not what it is, but of like grated up tires, like really fine, right? It's kind of more of that texture, but super finely grated. And so that's like the base of the sensory bin. So these ones are all the Play-Doh like sensory bins. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I got a few different kinds. They did have some spring ones, so I got spring ones, but then I got, this one probably is a dinosaur. It has a dinosaur right here. So I like how they come in these really nice bins, and I've reused these for other things. Because, they're hard to open, which is a bonus. But one of the reasons, they're a little bit more expensive. So one of the reasons I got them is because this is one of the only things that my 3-year-old will sit and play with for an extended period of time when we're doing schoolwork. Otherwise, he just will play with a toy for 2 seconds, put it away, play with a toy for 2 seconds, put it away. And it's just this constant in and out, grabbing more toys, and it's very distracting. So this is something that he'll play with for quite a while. And so when I saw they had a few spring ones, I think I might have gotten an Easter one. I can't remember. I got 3 of them. And if you belong to some sort of charter, then they will reimburse stuff like this as well. But when you open it, it looks like this. And then it has a little info card for you. But it has the Play-Doh. This one has, I don't know if this is Play-Doh or a little bit more kinetic sand type stuff, but it has dinosaurs in here. It has some of the little bones. I thought he would really enjoy one with dinosaurs. We don't have one. And they usually have letters that spell out. This one spells out dino. And there's like a magnifying glass in here. There's little cookie cutter things. This isn't the cookie cutter part, but you know, like a mold. There are cookie cutters in here. There's tons of like little dinosaur gems they can stuff into the Play-Doh. There's some different rocks. There's like eggs. There's lots of fun things that they can do in here. So I got that one, like I said, because he likes dinosaurs and trucks. So he already has one for construction. And so so I decided to do this one so it'd be different. So I'm not sure, this one might be Easter. It has the cross on it, which is why I'm thinking that. But they had a few different spring ones. Like I said, I don't know which ones will still be available when this video goes up. But it has, for this one, it has an Easter symbolism. And again, the card of things you can play. And so then it looks like this. It has the Easter blocks right here. It has the different, watch out, some different people, you know, so I don't know who they're all supposed to be. It probably says on that card, the cookie cutter, there's a cross. For the cookie cutter, you can set up sort of like a nativity, but for Easter, right? So an Easter nativity. This has decorate the cross. So it has a whole bunch of little pieces in it. Ooh, guys, I'm like fumble fingers right now. And so this you can open up. So again, some of these aren't great if you have teeny little kids, but if you have kids that keep stuff out of their mouth, it's okay. So I feel like with this, you could cut the cross out with Play-Doh, and then you can put all these little pieces on it. They also have some different cookie cutters here that you can use. So there's just a lot of fun things. Whoa, I'm dumping stuff out. I'm like, what are all these? Oh, these are scriptures, so that's fun. These all have little scriptures on them. And so I think they had the Easter one, and then they had maybe 2 varieties of spring options, depending on what you wanted to do, or maybe what your kid likes more. So then there's this one, right? They all look fairly similar. There's just a little bit difference for, oh yeah, see? If you look at the front, so this one has a cross, that one has dinosaurs, this one has a bunny on it, right here. So, sorry, I have like too much stuff on this table because I have too much stuff I need to do. It's been so long. So this one is more pastel-y spring, like woohoo. You know, these are colors that I don't like to wear, but I think they're fun colors. And so it has lots of bunnies, rolling pins, eggs, right? The spring sign, these little stamps. There's Easter eggs in here. There's just lots of fun things. So I just wanted to mention them because even if some of these ones aren't available for spring, you could still get on their mailing list. And so when the next ones come out for the next holidays, you can get them when they first come out. And they do have, I think, sometimes some of the little grab and go jars as well that are themed for the different holidays that are coming up. So wanted to mention those. And then a few other just random things. I decided to try this sprocket. We haven't actually tried it yet. So I'll have to let you know how it works. But this was actually something that our charter reimbursed. But I got it because my daughter had gotten a like make your own journal type of a thing for, was it her birthday last year? Was it really that long ago? No, it was Christmas. It was from one of her siblings for Christmas. I was like, it was not that long ago. Anyway, and she wants to put pictures in it. So we do have one of the Instax cameras, is that what they're called? But I also thought this would be good because then we could print normal photos off of our phones and things like that. So like of our trip we were just on, and she can put them in to her journal, you know, so that it can be a little bit more interactive that way. And I figured the kids could split these up and then they can use some of their allowance money to buy more once, you know, since all the paper for these types of things is so expensive. So this one's a 50 pack and this is cheaper. The person, I'm trying to remember who mentioned this, it might've been Jessica from the Waldock Way. She had found that this paper works as well and it's cheaper than the brand, than the HP brand. So I got that to try. So watch for further updates on how that goes. And then a few other random things. You're not even gonna be able to see these. Does this one say Easter on it? I don't know. These are just some of those giant poster papers. This one I think just says summer. It has like ice cream cones and stuff on it. It's really hard to tell. This one might be a summer one as well. I don't know. Oh, this one's the United States. I was like, there's like all sorts of weird stuff going on over here. And so my kids, it's just a nice thing to pull out. It's a huge poster, and then they can use like any kind of markers. We have the alcohol markers, and they use those and just color it. And it's just a great, easy activity that requires minimal effort on my part. And then the last thing is just this. I actually got 2 of them because we took one of them on our trip, but this is from Amazon, as well as these other things besides the Young Wild and Freeman stuff. But this I got for my littles, mostly for church. We can use it for car rides as well, but I can put papers, so either coloring pages or just blank paper in here, and then with some stuff to color down here, and then put it in my church bag and pull it out. And this last Sunday, my son actually used the other one at church. And it was really, really nice. So I got one for both of them because my 20-month-old will be old enough soon enough. She already was trying to color on his, so I think she'll probably use it sooner than I think because she just likes to do that kind of stuff. She's a lot calmer than him, so she'll sit down and color. So I got that just to, it's not very expensive, but something that keeps everything in one spot, and then also just gives them a hard surface to write on, because we're not always someplace where it's easy to just draw on stuff. You know, like, what do you draw on? The soft bench and poke holes in the paper? So anyway, that was just my sort of mini haul. I'll put the website for Young Wild and Freeman down below, so if you want to check out some of their stuff. It, again, is really great, and it's really the only thing right now that keeps my toddler occupied for extended periods of time. And the St. Patrick's Day one came with slime, which he loves. It's not horrible slime. Some slime is really bad and gets into everything. So it's not horrible slime, but it's just like, that's his favorite thing. Like, the slime is his favorite. So anyway, I think that is all for this haul. And then I'm gonna go start lunch so that they can have food when they get home. And I'm gonna have to edit the Easter video because I need it to go up tomorrow. So I need to do that this afternoon. And what else? Get my life together, really. That's what I like made a list, but being sick and then being back from vacation, I'm just like, what even in the heck am I doing? Like, what do I need to do? And then I start going through like, oh my gosh, I still have all these things I need to film. I have all these boxes sitting here. Like, all this stuff is just like starts trickling through my brain. So I need to get it down on paper, get a plan, and figure that out. So that's probably what I'll spend some of the afternoon doing. I might read a little bit, so we'll see how much we take you along for with all of that. All right, so this is later on in the afternoon. I had kind of relaxed and gotten a few things done, and then I was editing the video, eating a snack at the same time. I was just having some chocolate protein muffins. They're one of my favorite like go-to snacks. And so I edited that Easter video. I think I got through all of it and uploaded it and everything. I still had to link things later on. And then I graded some of the kids' schoolwork and quickly got that done. I've gotten into a groove with it, so I'm able to get it done much faster than I used to. It used to take a really long time at the beginning of the school year, but we've gotten much better at that, so I'm grateful for that. So I worked through all of that, just some things I could do sitting on the couch, and then I'm going to move into the kitchen and start working on some things. We were out of granola. We had just come back again from vacation, and so my husband really loves the Clean Monday Mills granola that I have been making, and so I'll try to link the recipe down below. It's so simple. Like, I can throw it together in just a few minutes, you know, with just some oatmeal, some maple syrup, coconut, coconut oil. I was like, coconut milk, that's not it. It has cinnamon, brown sugar, and some vanilla, I believe. You know, it's so easy to put together. And then you just mix that up. And obviously you could add in other things like nuts, or after it's cooked, you could put in dried fruits. My husband does not like dried fruits in his granola. It's not my favorite either. I like nuts, but dried fruits, not so much. So, you know, it's so easy to mix together. And then I just put it on the sheet pan. And then when you cook it, it's really quick. Like it's 10 minutes and then you mix it a little bit and then you 10 minutes again. And then I just let it cool. And once it's cool, I will break it up and put it in a mason jar or some sort of storage unit. And they use it for yogurt and all sorts of things. And then I needed to get my starter going again for sourdough. It had been sitting in the fridge for the last week. And so I also needed to make bagels. So here I am making some leaven for bagels. And then I'm also just feeding a new starter, to get it going. And then we'll put the rest of the starter that had been sitting in the fridge back into the fridge as discard. And so I sometimes just have my starter out on the counter for a long time. And I will just feed it and then put some discard away and then feed it, and sometimes that's the way it goes. When I go on vacation, I put it in the fridge, and then sometimes I leave it there even a few days after we got back just because I don't want to deal with it. But at this point, I'm like, oh, we are out of bagels in the freezer, and I just needed to get it done. So I did that, and then also made more protein bites, which you guys have seen me make several times, I feel like, recently. And this is a macro-friendly foods recipe. I think you can find it on her Instagram because it's part of a meal plan, but she posts a ton of her recipes. The dinner recipe I'm going to be making in a minute is actually from her as well, and she did post that one recently on her Instagram. And so I just threw some of these together real quick. I put them on a tray and I'll put them in the freezer and then put them in a bag, and it's just an easy snack for my kids or my husband. I don't love honey, like the strong taste of honey, so I don't eat these very often, and I will usually use M&Ms in them too, mini M&Ms, but I didn't have any. So we used all just mini chocolate chips that day. And then I got started on dinner. So like I said, this was a macro-friendly foods recipe. So it was a Big Mac bowls, I think is what they were called. So it's basically a burger bowl. Everyone has slight variations of them. And so I'm making the potatoes. Some people use sweet potatoes. Her recipe calls for just normal potatoes. But if you like sweet potatoes, I don't like the sweetness of sweet potatoes in other food. Like I can eat them by themselves. I just don't like the sweetness added to savory food. And so this recipe did call though for I'm using yellow potatoes. You could use russets or whatever. And so I got those all ready, and we'll put them in the air fryer in a few minutes and then make the dressing. Again, I've tried a few different types of dressing. This one is pretty darn thick. I actually really like the flavor of it. And the texture is just very, very thick. You could add maybe some pickle juice if you wanted to. I'm the only one that really has the dressing because there's only a few people in my family that like pickles. See here, I'm trying to shake it up and it's not because it's so thick. And so if you wanted it to be thinner, you could add probably some pickle juice or something to thin it out, which is some of the other recipes I've used do that. But it still tasted great and I enjoyed using it. And I was, like I said, the only one that really did use it. And then you just saw me put the potatoes in the air fryer. You kind of just cook them as long as you want them to be cooked. I think there was recommendations on her recipe. And then I did 2 pounds of ground turkey here. The recipe calls for 1 pound, but I knew I would eat this multiple times throughout the week. And so I just continue to make potatoes almost every single day that week, just throwing a few quickly in the air fryer. And it really is super quick when it's just for one person. And so the seasonings for all of these things were super nice, like potatoes, salad dressing, and the meat. It was basically garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika for everything. And then I'm cutting up all the parts that will make up this bowl or kind of salad right here. So you have lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion. Again, I'm really the only one that eats the pickles. My 20-month-old likes them. And then it also has cottage cheese on it, and then the salad dressing. And so I'm just kind of setting everything out so it's going to be ready to eat. And I enjoy this type of dinner. The rest of my family doesn't always as much. My husband doesn't mind salads, but some of these salads aren't his favorite. But I thought it was delicious, and I ate it most of the rest of the weeks. Doesn't that just look yummy? You just want to eat it, right? All right, I was sitting here folding little kids' laundry. Figured I'd close out this vlog. I usually don't have laundry to fold today, but since we were out of town, we've had to do laundry on weird days. Because usually we just have certain days. Hey, do you want to come sit with me? Don't touch the camera. She's like, I just want to look at it. So I was sitting here doing that. But I wanted to say dinner was delicious. I really liked it. I've had a few different burger bowl recipes, and I have liked all of them. I feel like this one from Macro Friendly Foods was my favorite. Lily Eats and Tells has a good one as well. I think I like the combination of everything, and the salad dressing better. It is a thicker dressing. Are you gonna fold the laundry too? So it was really good though. I really liked it. And we were able to get quite a few things done today. Some stuff in the kitchen, stuff with homeschool, some filming. It was, are you just talking to the laundry? Here, do you want to come say hi? Do you want to come see yourself? Here, let's move that. Come here. You got to come this way. Hi. My husband just left for jujitsu. It's 6:45, so everyone's in their pajamas because they go to bed at 7, or my big kids are in bed at 7 most of the time unless they have something in the evening, and then it's lights out at 9 o'clock. But so she's all in her pajamas, but yeah, it was a good, productive day. Yeah, do you see your clothes? And yeah, I feel like we got a lot of things done. I still feel like there's a lot to do. I did make a dent in some of the boxes on the homeschool table, but I still have some other filming to do. There's still a lot going on. I did get a video planned, so that was good. I did start to make a list of other things. I had already started making a list over the last few days of things that I need to get done over the next few weeks. So I felt good about that. And we went outside for a little while today. It was actually like 60 degrees. It's supposed to be back in the 40s this weekend, but it was like, it's an amazing, nice, sunny day, which we don't get as often in the springtime. It's, who knows, it's usually like in the 30s, 40s. Sometimes we get several feet of snow in April. Hey, what are you doing? Playing with my watch. Sometimes she changes the settings on my watch and then it like screams at me. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna close the day in the life or the vlog here. I will probably just, I'm gonna finish doing laundry, get my kids in bed, maybe work on a few other things. I did get that video edited and made the thumbnail. I do need to go through though and link everything. So I'll do that too. And then probably do some reading. What are you doing? So do some reading, and that will be the night. And then I'll be an old grandma and go to bed at like 9:30 because that's what I like to do. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this type of like style or of content, please let me know down in the comments, or maybe things you'd like to see more of that I don't show that you're curious about, and I can try to work on that as well. And remember to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.